We're doing Doom WADs today. Back to Doom. After playing some Nintendo games for a while, we're doing Doom again. I have a handful of WADs that I downloaded. They're all at least relatively small. They're not big, sprawling mega WADs, not like 32 level map sets or anything like that. Actually, that's a lie. There is one 32 level map set that I did download, but um, each of the levels are reportedly very short, so we'll be getting to that probably third if we have time. I don't know how long the second one's going to take because I know the second one is rather long despite only being one level, I believe. But we're going to start things off with one from 1993. 95. What am I saying? Turn off the Sepultura and pop over to Doom. Hello, Rumman 15. I hate how that happens. It's like you click at a GZ Doom and it just the sound stops because it freezes. There's probably a way you can turn it off, but I don't care enough to figure out. So this is Torment from 1995. I don't remember off the top of my head the name of the map designer. Oh, custom sound effects too. Very gray. All right, first thing I want to do is Did I play this the way the way God intended? Hold on. What thing is it under on here? That's correct, right? Hold on. Is it center? I don't remember the command to get the view centered totally, but it's looks okay. I am pointing a little bit up. I am also running this with Smooth Doom because this doesn't have any custom monsters in it. Or custom weapons, at least as far as I know. Very gray level. I think this has a few maps in it. I think there's 6. I could be wrong about that. Not sure about these sound effects. Those are like loud. They're like clipping. I'm sure they're supposed to be like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Come on. Hey, do I get another weapon? Perhaps super shotgun, chain gun. There's like relatively large enemies, some of these. Very gray level. I'm not going to necessarily complain about that because clearly that was like the theme. Alright, no, like seriously, how do you... Is that it? Hold on. Now I gotta look this up because I don't remember the command. It's just like I'm pointed upwards just like slightly. Oh, it's center view without a space. That's what it is. I was like, what am I doing? There we go. It's like I was just pointed up just like slightly. Alright, whatever. It's actually kind of loud on my end. I'm not sure if that's going to necessarily affect the stream. But I can't actually turn it down any more than it already is turned down on my speakers, unfortunately. Alright, so where are we going? We were going down here. Yeah, this is better. This is much better. I don't feel like I'm craning my head up at nothing. Oh, come on. I also noticed like the HUD is custom-ish. Pistol's a little faster. At least it feels that way. You know, I kind of like the sound effects. There, hit scan. Well, there's one down here, but I can't imagine who's getting me from over there. This is fine. Oh my god. Yeah, I deserve that. Let's play this properly. I'm gonna pretend that none of that happened. Just hearing all these sound effects as you go by, and some of them are like they're the default ones for those, but then these ones aren't. Oh, is this how you get up here? I thought for a second that maybe they had made that texture like not transparent or not shootable through. Oh, here's the chain gun. And I was wondering what was going on. Oh, this is a slow lift. I was expecting it to be like lightning fast like the other ones, but guess not. I guess they're not that fast. Yeah. Sometimes there's nothing you can really do. Are you kidding me? What's happening? Ah. You have to play a little bit of hide and seek here. Okay. I got him at least. That's good. I just feel like if you're gonna use like a big enemy like that, put him in a. I hate that door noise, or the lift noise rather. If you're gonna put like a big enemy like that, actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save the game because I don't have save yet. You should give a little bit more of an open area to fight them in. Yeah, that is a really obnoxious sound. I haven't even found the key yet. Some of them aren't too bad, like the item pickup noises, they're fine. How do I lower that? I have some bullets. Yeah, alright, just fight amongst yourselves, that's okay. Clicking on the link to your YouTube channel brings me a page that's saying the channel does not exist. What? That's strange. Thank you for letting me know that, though, because I have... What? Do I have it linking to the wrong thing? YouTube. That channel does not exist. What? Alright, thank you for pointing that out. Wow. I'm wondering if like, it's not linking to my old one. That's a little bit weird. Or did I delete a letter off of it by accident? Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, it should be updated now. But you're probably gonna have to like actually refresh the page to see it. But yeah, I did, like there's a queue at the end of it. This is what I hate about the way YouTube does things now. Remember back in the day, you'd be able to get a YouTube channel and you just get a username, like every other website, every other social media platform. You know, you go on Twitter, you got twitter.com/ there's your username. You have Tumblr. It's like your username.tumblr.com is always in the URL. But YouTube decided to gate off that content, get off that basic feature to everybody, except unless they've got like a certain amount of subscribers. It's ridiculous. What am I on? I'm like, what the heck? 11 bones? I'm like, oh yeah, that's from that other, like the other stream I was doing with the shovelware CD that I found. Oh wait, this isn't where I want to go. Boop. Maybe one advantage of having the free look on. Yeah, you can't get me here. Your auto aim sucks too much. I don't want to go face them head on though, which I know I'm gonna do anyway. There we go. Well, they got the pinky for me. That's good. Just these clipping, like, bit crushed sound effects. You hearing this? What? Oh, is that the impact noise? It is. I don't know why did they feel the need to replace it with like such a low quality sound effect? That's strange. I don't know. I can't hear the game sounds at all. Oh, you know what? This was a problem last stream too, is that I still have to configure like the desktop audio here. Just remembered that. Thank you. Is that any better? Because I was going back over one of my previous streams and I realized I had the volume way too low ever since I updated OBS. Oh, come on. Like, don't ask me to know the you can hear it now, good. To know the exact decibel levels I need this thing at. Do you think I'm a sound engineer? I'm joking, of course. Ah. That looks like a seam, but... These? I like there that in the corner, you can kind of see it here, is they have, instead of actually like labeling it out what type of ammo it is, they have the pictures. That's kind of cool. Little subtle change. I'm not sure about the bright blue on the bright greenish color there for the rest of the HUD, but is this the correct way? Am I going this way? Yeah, I streamed Pikmin. All 6 hours of it. Yeah, it was during that stream that I realized that, like I was going back over the file and I realized, oh no, the audio was like so low the whole time. Am I missing something? How do you get... I need keys. There's a red key, there's a blue key. And a yellow key, I think. In this stage, but I don't know where to get them. Just make sure that I'm not passing something up. Here, alright. I guess like you're slowly working your way up the tiers on the thing here. But oh yeah, that's yeah. There's a pillar with a like a map. The map there is on it, which I don't think I really need. Never played old Doom. Oh. I realize I'm just going in circles at this point. What? Where am I seriously going? Okay, so there's a supercharge Megasphere health bonus over there. There's this plasma gun I can't seem to get right now. I'm assuming there's either a line I walk over or a button that I press to. Huh? Oh, I thought that did something, but it was just the sound of the thing coming back up. I can't go through there, but that's where the red key is. Nope, been here. Can I... Does this go down? This goes down. Here we go. A little bit funny. Berserk pack. And a super shotgun. Alright. Okay. Guess that's a problem with this level looking like, will the map lead me to keys? No. It wouldn't display that. I guess that's the problem with the level being like, everything is gray. I don't know why they decided to use this gray concrete texture for everything, but I guess they did. And then was it up here? Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it just puts you straight to the free yellow key up here. Well, I guess there would be enemies here. Like, typically. The map does, however, show you where the key, like the colored doors are. So the red one, sorry, the yellow one is down there. Is that a... Hold on. No. No, that's not it. I was like, are those Duke Nukem sound effects? But they're not, because it's, Duke Nukem was 96. This was done in 95, so it can't be. Are they aped from somewhere else, like Rise of the Triad or something? I don't know. Rise of the Triad, which I've never played, but... What? This... Huh? Oh, okay, I see. There we go. What was I saying? Yeah, I've never played Rise of the Triad, or as it's what's its full title, Rise of the Triad Dark War. If you're not familiar, another 90s first-person shooter, early first-person shooter, originally developed as a sequel to Wolfenstein 3D, and then rights changes managed to get it transformed to a different game altogether. But I've never played it. I've only ever seen it being played. But I did actually find like a legit copy of it at a thrift store the other day. By the other day, and here's what you have to understand about me saying the other day. I mean like literally like 2 weeks ago. Hold on. We'll go for the red door, right? And where's the red door exactly? That sounds a lot like a Duke Nukem sound effect. This is not really what I was expecting to be doing, is meandering around the same level for 15 minutes. Because I can't remember. You know, this is entirely my fault because I'm not actually, like, looking on the map. You can't zoom the map out. You just have to keep, like, going. You know what I just remembered is that my microphone actually has a mute button on it. I don't have to mute it through OBS. I can just do it through here. If I need to like cough or sneeze or something, I can just press the button. So there's a teleport up there? There are 2 other secrets in this level, but I'm probably not gonna go look for them. That's the red door. Okay, so how do we get over there? We were over there at one point. Ah! Half-Life scientists scream. Ah! There's another game that I have that I have never played. I've never played the original Half-Life, and it's sitting right next to me. Another game-changing first-person shooter from the 90s. Like that was late 90s. That was like 98, right? That I've never played. You'll have to stream it. Yeah, I guess I will. Is it this way? Never seen it or played it. Don't know what the hype is about. Well, I'm guessing it's probably just like pretty alright by like modern standards. That's just my guess, is that it's okay by modern standards, but it's more about what it did for the technology at the time. Because I understand more about like the impact of Half-Life rather than the actual game itself. Like that's not something I'm familiar with. But there's like a direct line you can trace from Doom to Half-Life, and that's hold on. No, like I'm confused here. How do you get the red key area? Not the red key. The red key area. You got the red key over here, but how do you get to the area where you use the red key? I was there, and now I don't know how to get back there. Was it through the blue area? Yeah, it was through the blue area. All right, that's a little bit weird, but all right. There was a revenant at the end there that I didn't have to fight, I guess, but I heard him yell. Halls of Suffering. This. Hold on. I just want to remember. I want to remember. I want to check how many maps are in this one. Torment.txt. 6th level WAD. All right, yeah, it was 6. I'm correct. But I guess I looked at the README, and it also says that these were designed also with deathmatch in mind, so I get sort of the circular layout now. But they're not specifically deathmatch levels. Otherwise, it would be kind of pointless to play them. But yeah, Doom came out, and then they started working on Quake, and then when Quake came out, the Quake engine became open source, and hold on. Oh, okay, I see. That's a clever way to do that. Oh boy. Oh my god. And then Valve Software, which then was, I guess Gabe Newell was working for Microsoft, basically modified the Quake engine into the Gold Source engine, which is what Half-Life uses. And then that was modified further into the Source engine, which is what is it all? Well, most future Valve games used. And the chain gunners in here, which are like the enemies that I killed earlier, they're called heavy weapons dudes, which I think heavy weapons guy from TF2 is kind of directly based on them. Well, if not anything else, then his name certainly is. Everything so far as the crosshair stays in the center when you're shooting things way above it. Yeah, well, Classic Doom never had the crosshair. I just have this on because there's certain maps where it's useful. But yeah, Classic Doom, you could not look up or down. That was just the nature of the engine. But I'm playing this in a modern source port, GZ Doom, which renders things, I guess, more in a proper 3D way than the regular Doom engine would. Because the regular Doom engine is it's a primitive 3D engine that like extrapolates based on 2D data, if that makes sense. Like all the information for a map is basically like a top-down thing, and it just extrapolates based on the height values of the floor and ceiling so that you get different, so that you get the different floor and ceiling heights. So, like, yeah, it's three-dimensional, but it's based on two-dimensional information. If that makes sense. That's not like the technical terminology, but that's like the best way I can really describe it. Okay. See, they're still going with the everything is gray palette from the other level. You know, it's kind of interesting that the what do you call it? The arachnotrons. Okay, so that doesn't come down. The arachnotrons, they have blue eyes up until when they start shooting, and that's when they have red eyes. Which the red eyes look a little bit closer to the like yellowish eyes that the Spider Mastermind has. I mean, obviously they're just scaled down and slightly recolored Spider Masterminds. I think the guns are different too, because the gun on the Spider Mastermind sprite, you know, the big one, is hand drawn as opposed to how it was scanned from the model that they created. I think the Arachnotrons have the original gun on it. I don't know. Yeah, there's no passes or bridges. Yeah, like you said. But well, there kind of is. There are ways that you can fudge it in the Doom engine, but it's much more complicated than like how the Quake engine does it, where it's like a proper 3D environment where you can make like the architecture. You can model out the architecture rather than assigning it values. Fake teleporters, yeah. Also, you can cross over line defs that can raise and lower floors. And you can use like script macros that can alter the entire layout of an area when you're not looking, but that doesn't work for like multiplayer maps, obviously. It's one of the reasons why Doom 64 didn't have a multiplayer mode, was because the maps that they used, well, I guess they probably could have made custom multiplayer maps that didn't use it, but the existing maps used different like room over room techniques that you'd basically like you'd walk past a corner, and once the area was no longer visible, then it would shift it like instantaneously, so that you'd never notice the difference, but the map was actually changing. Where am I going? I clear my throat. Well, I had the blue key and I went through the blue area. Oh, is this? No. That just puts me back here. What's the point of this room? What's the point of any of this? Go back to the blue area. So the blue area led me here. Or did it lead me here, or did it lead me the other way? It seems like that would be a place to go. Unless it... Was this the start of the level? No, it couldn't have been. My allergies are acting up like really bad. That's why my voice probably sounds like I have a stuffed up nose, because I kind of do. It's messed up because like, okay, I always had like this problem with like sinus congestion when I was younger. And it kind of got worse and worse, and then I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and then it was fine again for a little while, but and it only really flares up during like spring and stuff. But when it does flare up, it's like it only happens when I'm sitting down. I think it has something to do with like the blood flow and like the swelling. But like when I'm sitting down or lying down, my nose starts to stuff up again. Oh, is this... Okay. Guess I just passed by that when I accessed that other secret. Alright. Fully admit that's my fault. Of course it's my fault. I'm the one playing the game. But when I stand up, my nose, like, it's gross, but it's like, it drains. Not like drains into my throat, because it's not like it's actually like stuffed up with phlegm. It's or mucus. It's like it's actually like swollen. Like, it's the way allergies work, you know? You seeing this? He like blinked out of existence for a second. I guess he's passing, like the middle of his sprite is passing by like the edge of the screen, so like he gets blinked out of the draw distance. little bit weird. I mean, that probably happens all the time. I just didn't notice it. All right. I was like, all right, is that the end of the level? And then I realized, oh no, red key. All right. Hold up. Hold up, wait for my neighbors who be thinking we soft. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. Just like... Oh, it doesn't open until you kill them. That sure is some scripting. But which one do you have to kill? Like, usually it's just... Oh, is it the Archvile? Try and get him while he's resurrecting enemies. Okay, good. So that... oh, no! So that he doesn't launch his fire attack on me, basically. Oh, they're still teleporting in. There's some interesting things you can do with like modern like GZ Doom, GZ Doom and Z Doom. Where you can spawn monsters in, but the way that old Doom does it is that you put monsters in a little box, like somewhere off the side of the map. All right. All right, what am I missing? Oh, there we go. And you basically have them alert them when you walk over like a certain line def to trigger them, and then they just kind of slowly make their way out of the teleport. It's a good way of like staggering the spawns, and it's really the only way you could do it. But now you can spawn monsters. Like, what am I doing? Is there a button that I have to press? Or, okay, no, I just have to keep on waiting for these guys to come out. All right. Matter of time? All right. But like when you spawn monsters in using the monster spawning commands that you can use, I think it's in like Hexen mode, which is slightly modified version of the original Doom engine. The way that all the intricacies of that thing work is that you can spawn monsters in, but they're not actually part of the initial monster count when you go into the level. So like how when you go here, that's over top, but in the corner you can see it says monsters 0 out of 43. If you use the Hexen monster spawning thing, it doesn't count as part of that, and like the monster number increases, if I remember correctly. Hexen format is what I meant. Hexen mode. Not what I meant. Well, you can see these levels are... Oh, they're getting a little bit more colorful with their texture palette. Problem with Doom 2, you're always like using the super shotgun, basically, and then everything else is the backup. At least that's what it feels like sometimes. Rocket launcher. Rocket launcher, huh? Ancient Chinese secret, hey? Ugh. There's a really interesting video. Oh gosh, I don't remember the name of the YouTuber who does it. But all right, gun. All right, let's try to get in a spot where I can't get hit across the map. It's because I have 2 health. But there's a YouTuber who does little like informational videos that just deconstructs the technicalities of the original Doom engine and how that works. So like He has a whole video on the random number generation in Doom and how that works and how it's not okay. It's not really like a proper random number generator, but I guess like to get down to it, there's no such thing as a real random number generator because every number generator is going to select between like a certain set of parameters. Otherwise, you'd end up with values like 300 quintuple thousand, whatever, you know. 2 health. Am I missing something? Missing something meaning, is there hidden health? Pretty open levels, so... Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the ocean. I'm sorry, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. That's the Jaws 2 tagline, right? I saw Jaws 2 once when I was like 8. Yeah, I don't know math. Let's be real. I don't know math, so when you talk about like programming and random number generators, I only understand so much, really. But I mean, it's the way that Doom handles it is simple enough, and it's easy to understand, and the way that all right, great, that particular YouTuber handles it is informative and interesting. Oh my god. Huh? If there's one thing I'm thankful for in this right now is that it's not using the default music. And a map set that's of this age not using the default music is, well, it's not rare, it's just kind of like a welcome surprise, because going to the effort of replacing the music, like, it's not super difficult, but it is like an extra step that a lot of people don't find it necessary to take, because it's not really necessary. But you know, it's well, it's less complicated than replacing the textures, but it's kind of like that. How it's not really necessary. It's more just to add a little bit of differentiation. All right. I've just been walking around this area for ages. Oh my god, 3 of them? Although I do think if you're gonna have like a one map WAD, then like please replace the music. I don't want to hear like, well, in the case of Doom 1, the at Doomsgate music's not too bad, but you hear on repeat so much. But D running dot mid, boy. Oh, come on, are you for real? Oh. Oh, are we doing skull keys on this level? There's a revenant. Okay, this is the massacre area. I forgot. All right. Did I I couldn't tell if that was the door coming down or if that was like monster sound. Because it did sound a hell of a lot like, come on. It did sound a hell of a lot like a cyber demon. Oh yeah, there's... Come on, this is... a little bit rude. There we go. But yeah, the what I found out was the way that the Revenant rockets work is that it's based on the RNG, like Doom's RNG engine. And like a lot of things are like the shotgun spread and basically everything. But the good thing is the way that it's programmed is that it will, if the inputs are the exact same on the same frames every single time, it will behave the same way every single time. And the reason it does that is because of the demo recording feature, so that you can record runs and then sort of play it back in real time, which is what they did back in the day, before it was as easy as it is now to just capture game footage. Well, not just about capturing game footage, but also storing the game footage. Because what were you gonna do? Like, you could capture the game footage and you could put it on a tape, but you wouldn't be able to share that on the internet necessarily. Okay, where am I going? Oh, okay. No, this just leads back here. So I do have the red skull key, so I might as well be looking for that. Oh, it's back here, of course. Or is that just the... Oh, is it just straight exit here? Alright. I guess that's fine. Well of Tears. This is the 4th level, I guess, right? Map 4. It still says they didn't change it on the map. It still says the focus here. That's weird about Oh. Okay. I was like, what? They're starting me in like the same level again, but I see. It's sort of a continuous thing. Maybe it's been doing that the whole time. I just haven't noticed. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of ammo back here, so I might as well be using this. That's interesting is that the map names on the intermission screen and the map names on the map itself they're different. They're stored separately. I don't know why that is. There's probably a legit reason. I mean, as much as I like to assume there's always a legit reason for every specific design choice, sometimes it's just like that's sometimes it's a genuine error. Sometimes it's like a workaround because that's just how they had to do things. Patching things over, you know. I mean, and bring up the anecdote about Donkey Kong 64 requiring the expansion pack again. Is that they didn't know. They didn't know. The developers of Donkey Kong 64, no idea what was causing the game. Well, I guess they found out what was causing the game to crash after a prolonged period of time. It was memory leakage, but they couldn't find the source of the issue to fix it. And so in order to meet the deadline before finding the source of it, they just shipped the game with the expansion pack because the expanded... Oh my god. Thought it would have exploded by then. Because the expanded memory of Donkey Kong 64's usage of the expansion pack prolonged the memory leak and and thereby prolonging the point at which the game crashes. But it will pretty much always crash. So if you're playing that game on emulator, make sure that you're like restarting the game every once in a while. Oh, I see what they did. Although it's probably not as bad on I don't know the specifics of that. I just know the legend. Oh my god, I didn't even see you there. Oh hey, I didn't see you there. Well, you snooze, you lose, buddy. I mean, this is one way to do it. Using the enemies kind of like as a turret. Kind of cool. But I would prefer this paint elemental got out of here. It's weird how like they made an effort to make well, most of the Doom monsters kind of menacing and scary. And then the paint elemental is just like a big old meatball with a silly face. Red E. Good point. That did. Oh. Like that did what? No, that is absolutely the same sound from Duke Nukem. Oh, sure, Duke Nukem was 96. Unless I guess Apogee probably used that sound before. One thing you could have done though was taking the revolving exit signs off of that, so I don't get distracted by it. That is the most nitpicky thing I've ever said. Oh, there's the full map. Okay, we got the red key now. I'll be honest, I haven't played enough of Duke Nukem 3D to be like 100% knowledgeable about the sound effects or anything. I don't know that game the way I know Doom, and I don't even know Doom as well as I probably should. Okay, so that's the exit. You know, that's fine. Cry blood. Oh, so are we going? Oh, okay, yeah. Have the levels been doing this the entire time? I just haven't noticed. Oh, the last few have. Oh, so we're in classic tech base. I mean, it's interesting the way it's had sort of a slow progression, but it is only 6 maps, so it's not like it's not like we're doing a slow progression through the different styled levels. It's like this will be over soon. But I mean, so far, like you know, as far as yeah, I don't like saying things like, oh well, it was good for the time, you know, but for a 1995 map set, this is pretty good. For like the science of Doom mapping was sort of nailed down by the Doom community. Like the way it is now. I guess lots of things are like that. Metal music is a really good example of that. Is it easier you making it look easy? It is Doom is not particularly a hard game. I'm not a great Doom player, but it's a very easy like pick up and play. The most basic first person shooter sort of experience. You pick up, play it. It's got all the basics there. And I think that's partially why it's been so. What do I want to say? It's everlasting, timeless, I suppose. Ah, come on. Oh, that's fine. Also, just like the versatility of the Doom engine. I mean, it has its restrictions, obviously, but you can do so much with it. What's happening here? Yeah, you can do so much with it that you can just totally create different games in it. You can use the base Doom engine as a base for another engine if you're into coding and programming. Oh my god. How did I forget about the Mancubus here? I don't know necessarily about how the Doom mapping tools back in the day worked, but at least right now, you know, if you want to get into Doom mapping, it's relatively easy to learn. I mean, like once you get your head around the fact that that you are working sort of in a 2D space, well, you're working in a 3D space with 2D resources, then it'll make a lot more sense. And you understand how it works in terms of adjusting height and well, I guess, yeah, just adjusting height. Hold on, I've been through the. Okay, so was I going? Yeah, I was going this way. I have a Berserk pack, but I don't care. I don't like getting into hand-to-hand combat with a lot of monsters. Ugh. Thanks for giving me, like, a pole for cover. Teleporter. Did the music just stop? Does the MIDI not loop? Did something happen? Oh, no. I guess it's just got a big space at the end of it. Okay, so I see that now. But we want to keep going this way, right? Hey, I didn't actually press the end stage button. Like, I didn't press the button. It was a line def that ended the stage. Like, walking over it. I mean, it's always a line def that ends the stage. Well, not always, but it's usually a line def that ends the stage. But instead of pressing it, it was one that you walk over. Place of Reckoning. Is this the last one? Yep. Okay. Incorporating the hell textures. Okay, you got a spider mastermind. And a BFG. So I guess, you know. I don't want to use my BFG on the enemies. I should just be using the hotkeys. Like, no matter what, I can never force myself to use the hotkeys in a given video game. Yeah. That's about right. I'm not sure what the point of giving me the BFG right before the end was, but I think honestly, if you're gonna give like a Spider Mastermind fight, don't give a BFG. Because like give a rocket launcher. Plasma gun's fine, I guess too. Plasma gun's really powerful, but like the BFG, I don't think really works. But that's fine. You have entered deeply into the infested starport. Yeah. And now we're in Dead Simple. But yeah, that was Torment, I suppose. Pretty good for the time, I think. I thought it was fine. That was made by Shams Young, according to the README. Approximate build time, a week and a half for the whole thing. All right. I like this. These levels are pretty detailed and so require a lot of memory. If you only have 4 meg like me, you will probably experience some slowdowns due to high disk access, particularly on level 2. I don't think that's a problem anymore. It could be if you are running it on an older machine, like an old machine, for the sake of what do you call it? What is the word I'm looking for? Authenticity. That's it. Nostalgia. That's another good one. But yeah. But the word I was looking for was authenticity. All right, so the next one I got is this one's a new one. By new, I mean newer. I don't think it's from this year. No, it's from 2014, so it's 5 years old. 2014 was 5 years ago. Oh my god. I feel old every second. Every second that passes, I feel older. It's almost like I do get older every second that passes. So, this one is called Monster Hunter Limited, which is unrelated to the Monster Hunter series. It's a single level map, single map WAD, and it has a plot. The world is full of monsters, and you are working for Monster Hunter Limited Company. Your job is to bring back a stolen valuable painting. The trace leads you to an industrial complex. There you start. It has a challenge associated with it. It's possible to beat the map with the shotgun and chain gun only. I mean, I'm sure it is. There's a part 2 of this. There's a second separate WAD. Part 2 is an extension with copy and paste areas besides a few new ones. I guess, like, look at that after. I have both of them downloaded. Does this have any other custom assets in it? Well, it says custom graphics. I played some of this one and it was complicated. I don't think I streamed it. No, I didn't stream it. I didn't stream it. I played it on my own. This is Doom 2, right? Yeah, okay. I was like, it is Doom 2. It could have been a Doom 1. And then I'd have to open it with Doom 1. It's weird because Doom 2, I guess to save room, eliminated a few of the textures from Doom 1. So if you run a Doom 1 WAD in Doom 2, like, it'll still work. It's just that some of the textures will be missing if they use those specific textures. And I don't know which ones they are, so, like, no idea. So custom graphics, I mean, you know, lots of, what is this one called? I think that's how the WAD file itself is named. Oh yeah, I remember this. 'Cause they teleport away. Lots and lots of custom textures in this one. And you know, for the sake of this, I'm going to actually turn off the, or rather turn on the free look. That's in mouse options, right? Yeah. So I can do this. A little bit freeing. Warning, authorized personnel only. Aha, so here's an example of how you can, like, this isn't with any fancy stuff going on, but this is an example of how you can use the Doom engine to create, like, room over, it's not really room over room, but bridges. You can see that these are just like individual lines with the with textures assigned to them. But I know for a fact that you're able to actually walk under it, because I did play some of this before. But yeah, see? But that's all dependent on where you're stepping, and it'll silently alter the level and alter the positioning of where the floor is. Be gone. I don't want that right now. Is that? Oh, I thought that might have led to a secret area, but it doesn't. Looks a little bit darker on my other monitor. I was actually... Oh. I don't know what that was about. Okay. It was a problem I had when I got this new monitor, was that the colors were totally off. Like, its factory defaults were like, everything was green, and I thought like something might have actually been wrong with my monitor, or maybe I thought there was a mixing texture for a second. It's just aligned funny. Very detailed, this map. Or I thought that the cables in the back were plugged in wrong, but it wasn't. I was still getting, you know, I was still getting the red, green, and blue all the way through. But for some reason, the way that the thing was by default, everything was green, and so I had to like manually adjust the color settings. Oh yeah, I suppose this is a secret. Very intricate. Other thing, typically when playing WADs intended for vanilla is no jumping allowed. Modern source ports like GZ Doom have jumping so that you can run, you know, newer mods that take advantage of that. But and I'm hoping that I can actually get to some at some point that work like that. The jumping in GZ Doom is a little bit janky, but I mean, it works. But yeah, because classic Doom, no jumping allowed. No jumping allowed. I don't even have jump bound to any keys, I don't think. This is very Quake. Because it's brown. Everything's brown. I should just probably like restream Quake 1, honestly, because I never played it on stream, first of all. I played it what am I doing? I did a let's play of it, you know. Oh, this area opened up. Okay. And by the end of it, I was getting like really kind of pissed off and bored with the game. And that's like bad, but I was like not in a good mood by the time I was trying to finish it. So I should just probably do that again. Here's a funny story. I've never played Quake 2. Which I know is more of like the definitive Quake game because it established the sort of Quake lore. But if you're unfamiliar, Quake 2, hey, that's kind of cool. Quake 2 is completely different from Quake 1. It just the only similarity is that it has the same name, and it uses the same engine, albeit I think it's slightly modified for Quake 2, but it's still the same base engine. Yeah, this definitely took a lot of work. The mapper or mappers, I think it was one person. Yeah, Didy, Didy, not quite Diddy. They did a phenomenal amount of work detailing this. I don't know what just happened there. My mouse kind of just like, I think there was like a crumb on my my mouse pad. Where was I going? But just like massive amount of detail in this. This is kind of amazing. I mean, I think this might be the fan from Duke Nukem. I'm not sure. But there's lots of like resource packs out there for mappers to use in terms of textures. And obviously, like, these are custom textures, but they weren't done by the WAD author. They were pulled from a resource pack. Because the Doom community is collaborative like that. They provide resource packs. They provide mini packs for I guess mini packs are resource packs, but it's like textures, sprites, monsters, that people are basically free to use in their WADs as long as it's credited. That's kind of the way that the unwritten rules of the Doom mapping community works. I mean, they probably are written down somewhere, but it's just kind of like the etiquette, I mean. That's what I mean by unwritten rules. Of course the rules are written down somewhere. There's always a README file telling you what you can and cannot use it for. Obviously, you can't use it for commercial use. But I mean, if you personally wanted to... If you personally wanted to take the Doom engine and then redo all the sprites, all the textures, all the sound effects, all by yourself or by a team, and then sell it, I think that is allowed, as long as it contains none of the existing copyrighted material. Because the engine itself is open source. And you can use the engine as a base for other things. But as I was saying about Quake 2, is that the first Quake is a game, it looks a lot like this. It's very brown, and it has a cosmic horror theme to it. Okay, which is more in line with like Doom. Right. Open a portal to the netherworld. Creatures come flowing forth, except it's like another dimension in Quake, as opposed to here where it's just hell. But Quake 2 introduced the Strogg, which are like an alien race, and it became like 100% sci-fi horror rather than like the dark fantasy elements that were in Quake 1. Excuse me while I look like I'm doing something while I'm scratching my nose. Like, look at this level of detail. You don't have to do this, but you can just to make it look nice. If you tried running this on an old PC, like you're screwed. Oh, so I have to turn on the teleporter. Okay. Where is the on switch? Is it this one? Looks like it. Oh, I don't like that. I shouldn't be using the super shotgun on Lost Souls, but... I mean... nothing inherently wrong with it either, I suppose. I have the chain gun now. Okay, so now I can't access here, but there's a rocket launcher there. Or hold on, no. Alright. So this comes up so I can teleport in, then I can grab the rocket launcher, and this will come down. And if it's giving me a rocket launcher, I'm guessing that's... stuff's gonna happen. And then Quake is weird because after Quake 2, they made Quake 3, because Quake 2's multiplayer was so popular, they just made Quake 3 like just a straight up multiplayer game. I mean, it has single player stuff you can do, like little single player missions and stuff, but it's like, it's not a campaign. And then Quake 3's theme was like more or less a combination of the other two, but it's not a full game. I guess it's a full game, but it's a multiplayer only game. And then Quake 4 came out, and Quake 4 uses the Doom 3 engine. What am I doing? And the Doom 3 engine is kind of weird, but Quake 4, from what I played of it, plays pretty much exactly like Doom 3 does. And it's a continuation of the Quake 2 stuff. So we haven't had another game like Quake 1. And I think it's because the consensus was it was too similar. Too similar to Doom. Isn't art file? There an arch? I hear the fire. Oh, you know what? No. You want to know what it is? There's like a level hazard in this level that uses the archvile flames, but it's not actually an archvile. So that's why that sound effect plays. Here's the amazing thing about the Doom community is like this stuff, like all this hard work just for free. I mean, that's sort of modding scenes in general, but I mean, Doom was like the OG modding scene. Did I really say that? You know, it was the original modding scene. The entire way that mod communities are handled is pretty much like that was standardized by Doom. Bear in there too. Oop. It's like modding for games is like, it's like fan fiction. I mean, you can still write fan fiction for games, but it's kind of like, it's like interactive fan fiction. And the way that it was handled, like when it sort of initially arose, could have been disastrous. I mean, like with fan fiction, I think the major one was Star Trek. Like people loved writing Star Trek fan fiction, but the legality of sharing Star Trek fan fiction was always sort of like nebulous. People had to trade it kind of in secret. And then there's authors who've come out against the idea of fan fiction, and like, could you imagine like now, like, I mean, like that does sound kind of ridiculous, but it's true. Could you imagine like creators of like a major game like this coming out against fan-made mods? Could you imagine if id Software like decided tomorrow, all right, id Games Archive has to go down because you're distributing fan-made stuff using our content. If you want to use it, you have to make all the assets by yourself. Like that'd be ridiculous. But they could do it. It's just kind of a funny rights holders thing. I guess this isn't quite vanilla. Can you do this? Like, no, I guess you can't. The underwater thing. Not quite vanilla. But the bridge thing that they were doing at the beginning, that's one of the, like, the old bridge technique that you can do in Doom. What did I get out of this? Do I have to go through there? Up here? Oh, okay. And then jump over here? Secret. Alright. I mean, it's a secret! There were actually games who forbid modding. Don't remember them. Might be related. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm sure it happens, but like, it's kind of seen as like you're being a spoil sport. If you're a creator and you don't allow fan works, like, I think you kind of suck. You hear this? Is there a platform that was moving, or I don't know. Anne Rice does not allow fan fiction of her Vampire Chronicles series. She hates it. She's like you really can't do much about it legally. Even though you are, like, within the right to do so, you can't really do much. But she famously sends cease and desist letters to people who distribute fan fiction of, I don't know, like Lestat and Armand or whatever. I don't know what the ships are in that community, but, like, that's what they do. No, and they're the big, like, fan fiction archives will not host that content. There's other creators too. They're not just, like, creators, they're, like, big brands. Well, I guess Anne Rice is, like, she's like a brand, really. With sort of the media franchise that she created. Although, is it really a media like, it tried to be a media franchise. I'm not super familiar with it. Like, my mom read those books. That was more of her thing. But, like, romantic vampire stuff, not really interested. I don't really like vampire stuff to begin with. Vanderbilt, all right. But there's other creators that do it too. Archie Comics, another big one. For the longest time, Archie Comics said, no, you cannot make and distribute fan fiction. Well, I guess they couldn't stop you from making it, but they would send cease and desist letters for this graffiti to people who made and distributed it. And I think that's funny because what happened with I guess the CW and Riverdale is, like, now that you're allowed to do that, but as long as you put it under Riverdale, like the TV series, rather than the comics. And I guess that wouldn't extend to the other properties that the Archie Comics was publishing, like Sonic, obviously. Like, that's Sega's property. They can't do anything about that. Okay, clearly I've missed the yellow key. Very, very detailed map, but I mean, it probably is my own damn fault for not seeing the yellow key, but I'm not quite sure what I'm doing is kind of my problem. All that for some shells. The fact that, you know, fan communities can make so much stuff for free is so cool. Like, fan art, fan fiction, Doom. Sorry for doing that sickening maneuver with the camera like that, but Doom WADs and mods, PK3 files, stuff like that. Custom Doom stuff. Like, it's cool that people do that for free. No expectation other than getting, I guess, constructive criticism from other people and sharing what they do with other people. What am I doing? All right. Is there a switch I'm missing? Sometimes with these custom textures, you know, they use custom switch textures and I get... Oh, okay. Ah! I mean, that helps. But I can't get back through here, can I? I have to go around. You know what, speaking of... Alright, here's where I can hawk my crap. Speaking of fan art, and this goes off on a completely different tangent, but is it really, could it be considered fan art? I was working on a piece for the last few days. This is the same texture used for a door, so I'm assuming that opens. Yeah. Ooh! Big blades of death. And you know, I'm gonna, here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually show it. Didn't know I love death metal. And an album that I really gravitated towards when I was first exploring death metal, just because I guess I could explain this later, but one of them is Canadian band Gorguts, their debut album Considered Dead from 1991. Just shuffle my windows over. And suddenly went silent. But anyway, this is the original album art for Considered, and I love this album art. This is, I get it's a total tangent, but I love this album art, and that's one of the things about album art is it's like you see it and you're like, what does this album sound like? I need to know. And that's what this did for me. It's a piece by Dan Seagrave, legendary death metal album cover artist. I mean, he's done other stuff too, obviously, but like he codified what death metal album covers look like. He codified the look of basically the whole genre in the early 90s. And he did this when he was like 20, 21. Some of his earliest album covers he did when he was like 19. So like that's amazing. And it's an oil painting, obviously. And so, you know, I really liked it. This album helped me get into death metal. And so what I did was I listened to this a ton over the past few days. And I worked on, can I go over? I have to zoom out totally. How does this work? I worked on this, which is, you know, here's ta-da. And basically the entire time I was working on this, well, not the entire time I was working on it, I was listening to the album, but for a lot of it I was. And I don't know, it's Gorguts are kind of a weird band, because, well, they are the weird band. What am I getting shot at? Okay. Gorguts are kind of a funny band because there's only one consistent member, and that's lead vocalist, and I think he's rhythm guitarist, Luc Lemay. They're a Canadian band, as I mentioned, from Montreal. Okay. I don't like this at all. Okay, so you can touch these. It's just like, oh, I guess they're just like, they're thin crushers is what they are. And around that time, you know, the early 90s, a lot of bands were, a lot of death metal bands were sort of following the trend, which was doing what death was doing. And other bands, other earlier death metal bands, Autopsy, Master, pushing thrash metal into a new direction where it was discernibly a different genre at that point. And I guess when it came out in 1991, it was like a year or two too late. I mean, people, the general consensus on Considered Dead is that it's okay. Uh, but people were like, oh well, it's very basic meat and potatoes death metal, as they would say. And that's entirely true. Um, but it's like, oh well, it wasn't innovative enough. And then they released a second album, Erosion of Sanity, which is also really good, in my opinion, anyway. But you know, people kind of did the same thing. You know, it's good, but it's not innovative enough. You know, so eventually, Gorguts, I guess they kind of just stopped doing stuff. It kind of looks like a refrigerator from hell, even though I know it's. I guess this is supposed to be like reel to reel. And then Gorguts disappeared. And it wasn't until I think it was '98 when Luc Lemay, he didn't reunite it. He just started a new band basically with the same name. What happened here? Okay, that's, I don't like that. Because like the original members of Gorguts, who knows what happened to them? No, I can't even remember their names. They just kind of like disappeared off the face of the earth. Never really did anything again in death metal in general. I mean, I'm sure they're still out there. You know, probably have family, some kids. But yeah, haven't done anything in music lately. Not for the past 25 years. But Gorguts reformed, essentially. Different band, same name. And they recorded an album which... it almost feels like it's like, oh, we weren't being innovative enough. We'll show them innovative. And then like Luc Lemay went and started studying like classical music, and then they released Obscura, which is... I think it's almost a deliberately unlistenable album because it is just so strange and disharmonic, just utter auditory chaos, that it's a hard listen. And I'm gonna be honest, like I'm not the hugest fan of it. People loved it because it was different, it was innovative, it was pushing boundaries, and it is very, very technical. It's like I can't imagine how they remember how to play some of those songs, because they don't have traditional song structures at all. Like it's a total rejection of that. So it's a hard album to sort of understand, to sort of comprehend. And it's just, I don't know, sometimes it's just not nice to listen to. And I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I have the entire Gorguts discography, save for their demos, but it's just, you know, I don't really like. I actually own 2 copies of that album, because their follow-up album, From Wisdom to Hate, which I don't want to say goes backward a little bit, but it sort of reverts a little bit more to the traditional song structures more than Obscura was, and it's definitely a lot more listenable. But my CD copy of From Wisdom to Hate has Obscura in it as well as a bonus disc, which is weird, but that's how the re-release was. There are CDs obviously of it just with From Wisdom to Hate, but they're more expensive and harder to find. The repress of From Wisdom to Hate includes Obscura as a bonus disc. It's strange, but that's just it. Obscura is also the name of a technical death metal band, from, God, I don't know where in Europe. Finland? It's not Finland. Netherlands? Is it France? Is it France? Hold on, let me just check. I like Obscura, like the band Obscura. Germany. All right. You know the Germans always make good stuff. Ha ha ha. They took their name from the album because obviously that was a major influence on them. But they're a very technical death metal band. But there was a ladder there for a second. Sorry. And then it's weird because Gorguts have kind of like rejected, in a sense, their older material. I know Luc Lemay has said that he felt like it was the best that he wrote at the time, but they sometimes still like they haven't played a show in like a year or whatever. Probably because they're working on something else. Trying to push the boundaries of extreme music. But I guess it's because their first two albums were standard death metal for the time that they're not super enthusiastic about them. I mean, and by they I mean specifically Luc Lemay, because he's the only remaining member of the band left. Napalm. Oh, I get it. Like Psalm is rating with a party of 4. Hello, thank you for tuning in to my Doom stream of this WAD, which is called Monster Hunter Limited. Nothing to do with the Monster Hunter games, where I am currently lost. Do I have to backtrack? Who shoots me? Who shoots me? Wait. Oh, I thought there was a switch there. Huh? I guess this is the problem with like such a big level, is like it's like, yeah, you have 3 keys. Well, like you can use up to 6, but it's hard to get a sense of direction of where you're going with such a large area and only like 3 colors to guide you where you're going. But what was I saying? I was saying about Gorguts. I still really love those first 2 Gorguts albums. And I'm sorry, I just can't get into the into Obscura onwards as much as I would like to. There's songs I like, definitely. Off their most recent album, Colored Sands. Forgotten Arrows is a good one. The opening track, Le Toit du Monde. That one's a good one. Clearly, I have to jump from there into here at some point. But just overall, I guess I'm just not a big fan of technical death metal. When I was first getting into death metal, it was like I knew what I liked, and I liked early Death. Well, I like all of Death's discography, really. I don't think they've released a bad album ever. But I knew I liked that sound. Second album specifically, Leprosy. It's a good album. I knew I liked Autopsy. And I've mentioned this before, but like I'm walking in circles. Can I go through these chains? No, I cannot. But he can bite me through them. It's helpful. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. If I load, we're on Mohu 1. If I load, I'll have my health back, but I'm actually like not sure where I'm going, because I don't have the red key. That looks like something clickable, but it's not. And the red key is here. I need to get through this building. How do I activate this building? Please. Oh, do I have to... Can I pop out here and, like, press that switch? All right, here, let's see this. Like that. That's cool. That lowers that. And it spawns in a, health. A health. But I don't know. I guess the one of the main things that appealed to me about that first Gorguts album is that it really encapsulates that classic death metal. Like, of course, yeah, it's still standard death metal, whatever, but it really encapsulates the sounds that I liked in the genre. And so I guess that's why I got attached to that album for one reason or another. Ugh, I guess that is the reason. They still play, like, when they have played shows within recent years, they still play a few of their old songs. But, you know, it's mostly focusing on the can I jump from here to here? No. Oh, can I run along there and jump? That would be really obtuse. I don't like that, if that's the case. But when I was thinking about that, it kind of brought me to... Oh, please don't tell me that's how you're supposed to do it. So I guess this is where the Archvile flame is generated. Not by an actual Archvile, just they're using it as a level hazard. It brought me to this other thing, which is, like, what's wrong with just being standard about something, you know? I hear it a lot from people who are, like, super into, like, I don't want to say music snobs, but I mean music snobs. Where it's all about, you have to be innovating, otherwise you're not a good creator, or something, like you're, like, objectively bad at making music. I mean, I guess it goes for all, like, creative works. Like, somehow if you're making music and it's not pushing boundaries, then it's not good. And I don't like that. Because, you know, if like in the Gorguts example, like, say you've listened to those first 3 Death albums a million times. You've listened to those first 2 Obituary albums a million times. Right? Like, where are you going to go from there? Like what's wrong with having more of the same? Or more of, you know, something similar. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's hidden by the damn grass. Oh, I don't like this. Oh my god. All right. That's an ambush if I ever saw one. Let them do their thing. They will fight each other. But what is wrong with having more of the same? You know, like, that's... Why did I shoot at the key? That's the whole point of genres, right? Is it's like, hey, I like this particular sound or this particular thing. Where can I find something similar that doesn't come from necessarily the same creator? Even if it does come from the same creator, like, what's wrong with having more of the same? We're having a lot of, like, retro throwback stuff lately. I mean, like, that always happens, but, you know, you can say about the 30-year nostalgia cycle, but, you know, people... Yeah, the 30 years nostalgia cycle rings true for death metal as well. Well, just metal in general, because things are focusing on the 90s death metal right now, and people are having a lot of nostalgia for that, and you got bands like Skeletal Remains, Tomb Mold, Blood Incantation, and they're playing very similar I mean, like, Blood Incantation's a little bit different because they're sort of going a little bit more out there with it, but they're playing very similar styles to what was done 30 years ago. Okay. Like, what's wrong with that? I saw many like this is like, it's music related, but it's different genre, obviously. I saw like a number of like music publications like ragging on those Greta Van Fleet guys, because it's like, oh well, their music is just so derivative of Led Zeppelin. Like they're not doing anything original. They suck. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with that? Like, who cares? They're clearly playing the music that they want to play. And, you know, honestly, like, I get the Zeppelin comparisons. Like, I've heard them on the radio. Obviously, they're super popular with the people who have nostalgia for like late 70s classic rock. And I get the Zeppelin comparisons when it comes to like excuse me. When it comes to the vocals, because that vocalist, I know he said Zeppelin was never an inspiration for him, but it's, I mean, you know, it's similar, very similar, strikingly similar. But it's their music, the music itself doesn't really sound like Zeppelin to me. It does sound like sort of a pastiche of 70s classic rock, like. But, like, what's wrong with that? Like, I mean, of course you're gonna get the culture that surrounds it, where can I get on this ledge and do that thing I did before where I just run across without getting caught on the corner? There's actually probably a better way of getting across this that I am just not aware of. Like, no, how are you seriously supposed to get up there? Like, what's the actual deal? I don't get it. This can't be the actual way you're supposed to get across. There's something in here, or what's the point of this? I don't know, just decoration? Because of course with the Greta Van Fleet thing, you're gonna get like the people who are like 50 going like, oh well, music was so much better back in my day, you know? And like, that's kind of like a crappy mindset to have, but like, that's not the band's fault. Like, maybe it's the marketing's fault, you know, the record company. Thank you! Oh my god. Got across there. Marketing is the return of real music. Like when people are trying to sell the band like that, like, that's a problem. But, like, the music itself, the band, like, I don't get, like, what the problem is. Oh, they suck. It's just derivative. I saw some people saying, like, it's virtually plagiarism. And I think that's absolutely hilarious. Because here's a good example, is Doom. Video games. Doom. When Doom came out, and there were a bunch of other first-person shooters that followed in its wake of popularity, people called them Doom clones. They said they were basically plagiarizing Doom. Now guess what? First-person shooters are like one of the biggest video game genres. Like, you call it derivative, and then it becomes a genre. That's just how it kind of works. What's wrong with taking somebody else's sound and doing what you want with it? It's not plagiarism. This idea of like, you got to protect your brand so hard that you can't even, like, or you got to protect some brand you like so hard that okay, so this doesn't actually go up. That's nobody else is allowed to have fun with it. And that's kind of, how do you get out of this hole? What am I missing? What am I missing? Can I get out of this hole? Is there something that I have to do? Like, this is the only thing that comes down in here. Oh my god. I was like, let's look at the map. complete chaos. How do I get out of this? This is not nice. Is this supposed to happen? Is this like map bug? Map bug? Boom, I did it. Wow. Amazing. W. I was worried that was gonna drop too. There's something you gotta do in order to raise that back up. Hop over here. You know, we're always going to be caught in a nostalgia cycle where we're going to have people paying tribute to the material that they enjoyed. You know, nobody's going to make anything wholly original. I don't even want to qualify it with like, oh, it's okay to borrow other people's style as long as you do something with it. Like, cause like I don't care. I'd be a freaking hypocrite if that was the case. Considering, oh yeah, I'm back in the hole. No, seriously, what is the actual solution to this? How do you get out of here? You know, I'm just gonna no clip back up onto here. Sorry. Cheating, I know. Probably F6 here too. Because yeah, I'd be a hypocrite considering that, you know, who's my main writing inspiration is probably Stephen King, and I like jack his style all the time. Who cares? Look at Stranger Things. Wow, I can't believe Stranger Things is basically plagiarism of Stephen King's It. Nice going, Netflix. Trying to sneak one by... Like, no one's trying to sneak anything by you, you know? Of course, stuff like Greta Van Fleet is deliberate tribute material. Like, totally influenced by other bands. Like, oh, I have the red key now. That's what... I don't need to go that way. And forget... What is hitting me? Oh. I don't know. Who cares? People get so passionate and angry about it too. Like, well, you know, well, it's like it's objectively bad because here's my objective standards of media criticism, and it's that everything has to be totally original, or else at least I don't know what it's originally based off of, you know? And my favorite movies are Quentin Tarantino films and Star Wars, which are totally not derivative of anything that came before them. Everything's derivative. Wow, another movie with the hero's journey. Total plagiarism of the Hercules myth. Bad save. But there's a little bit of health. I can get it. It's not going to save me, but there's a little bit. Oh, there is an arch vial. Okay. Coachy, ma'am. May I please have some coachy? May I please have some health? Actually, it's really funny that I brought up Greta Van Fleet and Stranger Things in the same topic, because like their logos are like identical. Gee, I wonder why that is. more appeal to nostalgia, using ITC Ben WAD as the font. And here's the thing, once you see that font, once you see, sorry, typeface. Font is a family, a typeface is a specific, you know, I don't know. I'm not a graphic designer. But once you see it, you'll recognize it everywhere, and it will probably bother you. It has a very specific sloping A that is pretty pretty characteristic of it. It also has like a sloping serif on like the E's and the F's, I think. It's a nice looking font. Obviously, you know, a band like Greta Van Fleet uses it for its logo and branding because it evokes nostalgia because it was heavily used in the 70s and 80s. And it's also why Stranger Things uses it because, again, you know. Although with I know I read some articles about the typeface after Stranger Things became like a big thing. Became a big thing. I mean, like after it came out. After Stranger Things became, I just wanted to say Stranger Things and thing in the same sentence. So yeah, after Stranger Things came out, people brought up there were articles. Oh my god. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Evasive maneuvers. Oh, I thought I could shoot through that, but I can't. Yeah. Bad. Remarkably bad save. But as I was saying about the articles regarding it, people pointed out as like, oh well, this is the font that Stephen King used as his to put his book titles in, or like that's what the publisher used, and I'm like, not really. Like it is used on Stephen King book covers, like that's not a lie, but it's not used as much as you'd think it is. It's not the one that his name is usually in. I don't know. I think I think that one might actually be custom. But it's not the same one. But it is used on like on the back of at least the paperback edition of it. Do I really have only rockets? Well, there's shells here, but oh, I guess a little bit of plasma. I can't do this with this low of health. Oh! No, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't want to be here all day. I didn't give ammo, though. A little bit mean, this level. Kinda nasty. Get out of the way. Stop getting caught on the goddamn architecture. Blown to oblivion. Okay. Just dealing with this room in general looks like just a massive pain in the butt. There's the archvile in the corner. It's got revenants. Chain gunner too. Okay. I didn't even need to fire that second one. I don't know what I'm doing. But I got shotgun shells now. Learn the damn hotkeys. Streamer cringe. Epic streamer cringe. I realize now that actually this whole discussion is actually like tied together pretty nicely about like fan created material and tribute works. Not sure what to do here. Well, kill the Archvile seems like priority number 1. Thank you. That it? Got rockets. Oh boy. Okay. So I guess I ride this up into this hole here. That looks like a switch. Okay, having to do that just seems kind of pointless. Like, why not just let you raise that? I don't know. Hmm? You hearing this Archvile flame again? Factory stuff. Oh, what is this? Is it manufacturing fireballs? That's funny. I mean, it's weird, but... And, what am I doing? Huh? You hear that? Hearing this Revenant? Oh, do I have to take this up here? Well, there's some guys behind this wall. Can't shoot through it, so it's... We'll have to figure that out. My dog is barking. Do I have to, like... I don't understand. Like, I don't have to go up there, do I? No, maybe. Doesn't look like it leads anywhere, but it probably does. It look like I even know what I'm talking about half the time. It wouldn't make me walk through the lava, would they? You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses on, would you? No. Does it hurt you? Yeah, I was just wondering, like, the damage ticks weren't registering, so... I just happened to be stepping on it, on the frames that... weren't necessary. But what? But, like, what is this? What is the point of this? I get it, it's a fireball factory. But... what am I doing? Is there a switch I forgot to press? Oh my gosh. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna take that long on this. It's just one map. I knew it was bigger, but... well, big, huge. They wouldn't introduce shootable switches at this point, would they? This just seems like it's like an observation deck area. I'm still hearing revenants. And I don't know where they are. Oh, can I get up? Oh, that's where it is. What am I talking about? I don't know where they are. How do you... Hold on. So you can... This slot is empty. Do I have to... Well, it looks like I have to walk across there. But how do I get there? Raise this staircase somehow, I'm assuming. Did I miss the button? I think that's the thing, is like, I have to raise that staircase, but I'm missing the button. Unfortunately, this map is so small, I can't see. I hit this button already, right? Yeah, like, that just opened that other door down there. Does something let me get across it? Like, something must. It has to. What? Oh, I didn't see the freaking... I didn't see the switch because I had a bullet hole on it. So it just looked like any number of the other brown textures in this game. In this map. It is also incredibly warm in my room. Open my window and turn on the fan to what is presumably going to be little effect. Yeah. One's homing. Did he die? Is he dead? Oh, yeah, you can... Oh no, never mind. I thought he landed on the bridge section. My timing with Barons is like so much better than most other enemies. Well, most like the Doom 2 enemies anyway. Is this That's the lost painting from the lore. Cleaning. I don't understand. Are we cleaning? The sacred texts! Oh, here's all the weapons. I guess, is this my desk? They stole the painting and it was just outside my desk the whole time? I have to press a button? Guess that's a cup. I've tried modeling coffee mugs in Doom Builder and, like, it never turns out looking right. Oh no. You're giving me this. Does that mean I'm gonna have to fight something? Oh. Okay. Is this the end of the map? Makes sense. Guess we are Monster Hunter Limited. So basically, you're telling me this whole time that the lost painting was just outside my office. Warning, monster area. Oh. Ah! Don't make me kill dogs. I guess they're hellhounds. Okay. I don't like this. Please get off. Breaking news. Everything's on fire. What if those were actually friendly dogs and they weren't doing damage? Is this like... Okay, we had to retrieve the painting and now we just, like... This is the map proper? Oh my god, do you see this area? Do you see this area up here? Like this? Do you see this? Absurd. Oh, I got a fish tank. Oh, that's funny how they have it like scrolling textures that loop around like invisible poles. I want to load game just because I'm curious. There's no way that the dogs were friendly dogs, right? No, of course not. Hey, this universe, I did not kill the dogs. It's okay. Shut the door. Okay, good. They can't activate doors. Nice flesh couch you got here. Wonderful. Okay, is this the level proper now? Oh my god. Or is this just the big finale? Don't make me kill dogs. Or is this just background? This could just be the background. Like a, Can I get the key? Could just be a, Oh, that's nice. Look at this. CRT, flat screen. Oh. I sleep? Oh, is that the end of the level? I don't know what the yellow key was for then. Yeah, I guess that whole area was just the, background. That's wacky. Oh my god, how long did this take? Oh, almost an hour. Jesus. Jesus. Okay. Not even getting the, you've entered deeply into the infested starport text. So, that was, what was it called? Monster Hunter Limited. There is a second one, which I don't really want to play right at this moment. Next one. This one is longer, but this WAD is tiny. Well, not tiny, but it's small. It's only like 3 megs. And I think the gist of this, let's bring up the text for Zone 300. Zone 300 is a 32-level megawad of small maps for Doom 2. Your mission is simple. Blast your way through tech bases, dungeons, and hellish abodes and save Earth from extinction. These maps contain no more than 300 line defs apart from much larger super secret level. So 32 small levels working within a challenge constraint. This one is by Paul Porphyritis. Hope I said that right. And this is from September 2013. I hope, hold on. Okay, graphics, just some modified textures. It doesn't say sprites, so I can run this with Smooth Doom. Right? Zone 300. All right. Let's go. Thankfully, custom MIDI. Maybe I should save that rad suit. I don't imagine that these levels are going to be very long, but there's 32 of them. Full map set. Nope. So if you're unfamiliar with the Doom engine, line defs are basically, well, it's the lines that you see on the map here. And line defs have a number of functions. They can be used as walls. They can be used to define sectors, which is like any area that's like it's hard to explain. Like this is a sector, like this rectangular area and the rectangular inside, like it's a sector. And sectors are made up of line defs, and the line defs are just the lines. And line defs can also be used to, like, you can put them on the ground, and they can be triggers you can walk over that will cause events to happen, like you saw there. They can cause any number of actions, actually. When you walk over them, you can click on them. That's how switches work. Was it zone 300? Already at 18 health. So I guess this aims to use no more than 300 of them per level. And that's a challenge. Obviously they're making the levels very small. Here's the funny thing about the Doom shotgun, like video game shotguns in general tend to have like this massive spread on them, but the Doom shotgun, it's got a spread. It's more centralized, more focused. Oh my god. Wow, all right. Very simple, very classic looking level design. I don't know if the rad suit's gonna help me. Yeah, I don't think there's any areas I can access through there. Alright, how about we just collect this stuff before we... No, you guys are fine. I just want to get this guy out. Thank you. Really? Alright. Well, 300 line defs, but it said nothing about monster count. Yeah, sure, I'll make a 4 line def mod. Just fills a room with monsters, nuts.wad. Nuts.wad has more line defs than 4, but... It's a joke. Oh, is this the starport we have entered deeply into? The infested one? I'm sorry, spaceport. Cut that joke. Cut it out. Next bit. Funky. Oh boy. Hey, you know what? I'm appreciating this. This is almost like a breath of fresh air after like the complexity of the last one. I mean, you know, it's got tons and tons of enemies in it, relatively speaking, but well, I mean, you know, it's only 76 in this map, but like, you know what I mean? Relatively speaking, with the map size and the numbers that they come in. And they are like shotgunners too. Like it's not just you got your standard zombie men. Like there's some of them, but I don't foresee getting through all 32 of these today. Just because of how many there are. Oh my gosh. I is died. What's the first internet meme you remember? This question dawns on me because I remember there was a tweet I saw about it before. It's a good way to judging people's age. Me, it was all your base, which I completely did not understand because obviously the reference to the game that it was from was lost on me as an 8-year-old, but that's the first meme I remember. Memes were so much simpler back then. You know, not racist. Gaming in-jokes. Well, I guess there are gaming in-jokes still now, but not racist being like major factor there. Got the yellow key now. All you need to do is just share a dancing baby with your grandma on her Yahoo email. You were good. Lots of like I guess my exposure to internet meme culture came through Newgrounds. All right, this is gonna make things a lot easier. Provided the difficulty doesn't scale too bad. I'm trying to like I should do that sometime. I know people have done streams of that before of like, let's go play some classic Newgrounds Flash games and see how fun they still are. I mean, people still do that. And the thing is that Flash Player, Adobe's discontinuing it. I guess everything's switching over to like what, like HTML5 now. Like I'm sure people are still gonna archive the games and the Flash movies and the stuff like that, the SWF files. I'm sure that's still gonna be a thing, but they're making a push to discontinue it. I mean, like it's kind of good in a sense, but it makes me wonder like what's gonna happen to some of the stuff that's like not gonna be archived. It's gonna be lost forever. Well, it could be at some point. I don't know the exact oh my gosh. The exact parameters under which the Adobe Flash discontinuation is happening. But they said they're trying to do it by next year. So I guess maybe we should do a stream of Newgrounds games. It's a good thing that I have this as like tagged as mature content because you never know. I mean, I say the swear words sometimes. No, I came this way. Exit. Exit. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hold on. Okay, I really thought that was Sandstorm for a second. I was like, what? I'm actually very thankful for a WAD that I don't have to use a whole lot of brain power for. I've been thinking of like other games to stream, like the Newgrounds thing is one that I want to do. You know, I'm always gonna be streaming Doom. Doom is like one of the easiest games to stream. But I do have my capture card and stuff set up now. So Berserk Pack. I don't really want. I don't really care about, but. It's health. This is what, like, it's gonna put me on Berserk Pack, but I'm not gonna, like, run up and punch those guys. So I've been thinking, I've been trying to pick out some N64 games. I have, like, well, not like a whole ton of N64 games, but by standards of, like, if you were a kid in the year 1999, it's way more N64 games than you would own. Especially like how many N64 games did I have when I was younger? Probably like less than 10. But I've been trying to pick out some that I want to potentially stream. I did Kirby 64 already. That's a nice short one. I could do Yoshi's Story again. Although I did not enjoy my last playthrough of it. I was Let's Playing it. In one big sitting. I mean, I'd probably be streaming it in one big sitting too, but I feel like streaming it's almost like it's different. It's not like afterwards I'm like, oh well, now I have to edit the video, because that's what I did. I did edited Let's Plays before. Hey, this is like what do you call it? Which frick? What map is it? I don't remember the specific map numbers from Doom 1 or Doom 2 for that matter. Apart from the ones that like really stand out. Hey. Nice. Oh. Teleport away. Oh well. So like when I was a kid, the N64 games I had, and the Nintendo 64 was my first console. The games I had were, gosh, I rented a lot of games. That's how I usually played them. I had like, because it wasn't my console, it was, you know, family console. There was a lot of kid-friendly stuff. As I've mentioned before, is on the stream, is that my parents did not allow me anywhere near anything resembling a gun. So anything shooter related, off the table. Anything rated above E, or I guess K to A, as it was for a while, off the table. Is this high enough for me to walk on? No. I have to jump. All right. Well, not jump, but I have to launch myself. No? All right. Wait. All right. Oh. So I had, well, the first one that I got, and I've mentioned this before. I feel like I tell these stories all the time, but like they're just slight variations of them. The first one I had, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, that came packed in with my Nintendo 64. It was the Phantom Menace edition. Not that there is anything, no. Not that there was anything special about the N64 itself, but the box was Phantom Menace edition box. It came with the Episode 1 Racer. Same birthday, I got Gosh, I really need this health. Same birthday, I got Yoshi's Story. So that's 2. Then I rented and later got Kirby 64. Holy crap, my my voice is giving out. And then so that's 3. Still have Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness. Played a lot of that. I should stream that one. I haven't played that in a long time. I had Elmo's was it Number Adventure or Letter? It was Letter Adventure. It was whichever one has the Grover Space one in it. And the Ernie's Underwater Adventure. They're both the same game. They could have been the same cartridge, but you know. I guess at that point, who owned it? Was it Disney? Disney owned. Was Children's Television Workshop still like the owners of Sesame Street at that point, and it wasn't like Disney just owned Muppets? Or are they all owned by Disney? I don't know how it works. But you know, whoever wanted the cash grab, there you go. I had that. I had Tigger's Honey Hunt, which is actually, as far as I remember, not that bad of a game. It's a very basic Nintendo 64 platformer, but it's a pretty alright looking game. Like visually, I remember it playing alright, if not a little bit stiff. What other ones did I have? I think that can't have been it. That can't have been it. Because there were other games. Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64. I didn't own those until much later. I rented them and I borrowed them from friends. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about the Pokemon games. I had Pokemon Stadium 1 and I had Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Puzzle League. And Pokemon Puzzle League is kind of weird because it's just Tetris Attack, which itself is just another like Japanese exclusive game, the name of which I don't remember. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna go look that up now. It was Tetris Attack originally. Panel de Pon. It's the first game in the Puzzle League series. Is that is that the official like series name? Panel de Pon. For Super Famicom, only released in Japan. And Tetris Attack came out. And Pokemon Puzzle League. Simultaneously released with Pokemon Puzzle Challenge on the Game Boy Color, which I did not have a Game Boy Color. I had friends who did, but I didn't have that game. Nintendo Puzzle Collection on the GameCube. Planet Puzzle League. Puzzle League Express on the DS. There's an Animal Crossing Puzzle League mini game in the Amiibo expansion of New Leaf. Interesting. I didn't know it was such a series, but yeah. What was always weird about Pokemon Puzzle League, and I could never figure out why it did this, and I have not had the patience to go back and figure out why, was when you're on multiplayer, like you could play multiplayer, but the computer would take over on the second controller sometimes. And I could never figure out why it was happening. Like there must be like an option like enabled or something, but it would always do that, and I could never figure out why. What is it? That's like eight games is what I had. And now I have I could count. I could count. I can count. I can count. I have time to count. I don't care. 32. That's the number. I thought it was 32 as well, but I didn't want to say for certain. But also by saying that I thought it was 32 is like retroactively making me sound like I'm a genius for estimating that. Which I am not. Oh, is this like a... Oh, I thought maybe it was gonna be like a Dead Simple style level where it's just like one single room that changes and expands, but that's fine. I'm not objecting. There are actually like, yeah, there's a number of the games that I have not played. Well, I've obviously played like some of all of them, but there's a lot of them that I haven't finished. Because, you know, it's my ADHD and I can't just sit down and play those games sometimes without like a genuine reason to. And I guess streaming would be a good reason. But I'm not going to stream Perfect Dark. I would like thank you. Yeah, like there's certain games that's just like they are just so far behind that I'm like I would not stream them because I just know they'd be such a pain. Like Perfect Dark. I could actually stream Quake 2 on the PlayStation on the Nintendo 64 because there's the interesting thing about Quake 2 on the Nintendo 64 is like Doom 64, it's a completely different game. It's its own campaign. So I could do that. Anything else I've missed out here? I'm mostly just looking for ammo. By mostly, I mean like that's all I'm looking for right now. Here come the beefy boys. There's nothing left up there. Hey, but if I can get them out here, then... yeah, that's good. Oh gosh, what does the riff in this song remind me of? It's probably just reminding me of like another Doom MIDI I heard, but... But yeah, there's stuff I can replay. I haven't played Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness in forever. I could stream that. The thing about Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness is it has a really good soundtrack, but it was originally made for, I think, Dreamcast and PlayStation, which of course have CD audio. And the Nintendo 64 only uses like sound clips that it can play like the sort of play this. Oh my god, did you hear that? I got jumped. It can sort of play the same audio. It's just that its music is still a MIDI sequencer, so they use little bits. They chop it up into little pieces and they play them in sequence. And so all the little parts of the songs are always like bit crushed. They sound terrible. Two really good examples of that are Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness. Another one I could play on stream, Toy Story 2. One of the greatest movie licensed games of all time. And both of those have really good soundtracks, but the Nintendo 64 version does not do them justice. I've never played either of those games on their original versions that have the CD quality audio, but I've heard the CD quality audio, and it's kind of amazing. But that was something that did confuse me as a kid, was, you know, because I liked the soundtrack to those games, so because they were games like, at least in the case of Toy Story 2, it was a game I rented a lot, and it was a soundtrack that I liked, so it'd be like I would find there's revenants behind here. Bye bye. I don't want to fight them. I don't want to fight you. Tough rocks, pal. Oh my god, I'm just being blasted everywhere. It just asked me to just quote the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 1990, and I could probably do it for most scenes. There's something that I did a lot as a kid. I watched that movie. That and the Super Mario Brothers movie, and they have a lot in common when you really think about it. Oh, that's why. There's other revenants. I was like, how did they follow me? But it's the different skeletons. I hate revenants. You know, oh, I could have telefragged you, you silly wiener. Doom 2016, the revenants are not that bad. I have cells, but I have no plasma gun. But yeah, revenants in this, like, they're kind of tanky. And I don't mean of the Marxist-Leninist variety. Oh yeah, I forgot you're out here. See ya. You had enough with these Hell Knights, please? There's like 4 of them in here. I'd rather not waste my ammo. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine. I'd just rather not waste my ammo on them. Whispering Corridor. Another game I should play. It's PlayStation. It's not Nintendo 64. I was just thinking Nintendo 64, but I don't have too many PlayStation games. Like PlayStation 1 games. I like a lot of kids grew up on PlayStation 1. I did not. PlayStation didn't have Mario, and Mario was for sure the one that my parents would be okay with. That's actually like literally mostly what it amounted to. Was like, it was like, well, we don't know about like we had a PlayStation 2 which could play PlayStation 1 games. When we got it, and I guess it was like 2002-ish that we got the PlayStation 2. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. When the PlayStation 2 was 2001-ish, right? It was like a new system when we got it. Originally released in October 2000. Like it was like new. The reason we got it was because it was supposed to be a all-in-one home entertainment system. It's got a DVD player. It can play music. It can, you know, play games. And it can play PlayStation 1 games as well as the PlayStation 2 games. It's actually like it's a great deal when you think about it. It was very expensive when it came out though. But it was like my parents didn't know if the games for the console were safe. I mean, it wasn't like a kid specific console. It wasn't a toy. It was a console, and it was an entertainment unit. So how friendly things were for kids on it was not necessarily something that was like absolute. So there were plenty of kid-friendly games on there. Obviously, Spyro, Crash being, you know, the two major ones. Being the Nintendo competitors, mascot platformers. I did actually end up playing a little bit of some of the Spyro games later. I've still never played Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, I should. I could just probably, like, I was gonna say I could just grab the, like, copies of the games and play them on stream, but I'm like, oh well, yeah, then we have to, like, shell however much money the used game market is asking for those games now. You want to pay $50 for Donkey Kong Country? That's it? Ooh! Oh my god, okay. Understood, understood. Oh, I didn't even see the rocket launcher. Should also turn the auto aim off, just because if I'm using the mouse aim, what's the point? But you know I'm not going to, because I don't want to fiddle with the options menu too much. Because there's lots of options. GZ Doom is like super customizable, and hi. And I get lost in that menu because everything kind of looks the same to me sometimes. All the words become overwhelming. It's honestly, it's the exact same effect. Well, not exact same, but it's pretty close to the effect I get when I look at like a restaurant menu where it's just like there are so many words and my brain can't settle on what words to look at. So even if I'm looking for a specific thing, it's like near impossible for me. Well, you know what? Bye-bye. I thought I picked it up. Guess not. I'm confusing my saves. Nah, no. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Hand-to-hand combat, and I will die. You will die. One by one. There's got to be like a better way of dealing with this. Very, very large difficulty spike. Only because of like they're Pac-Manning you in this maze, in this corner. And I don't think they're quite providing enough ammo. Well, there is some chain gun stuff up here. And some shotgun ammo. Okay. Wasted way too much ammo on that. Anything else over here? No. Because I know when I open the like this is the nasty part, because I know when I open this that the revenants show up behind me. Chain gun is like super ineffective against the revenants. I know it is. Yeah, okay. Well, I dealt with it. I dealt with the level. That's good. Heavyweight. Okay. Probably save it, actually. Oof. Is this their dead simple? It's heavyweight because there's Mancubi. Oh. Bad start. I'm trying to think, like, when did my parents actually, like, let up on the no guns in toys, including video games rule? I don't know. Donkey Kong 64 was a good instance of, like, it's not quite guns. I know they say coconut gun in the song, but it's not quite guns because they're not real guns. I don't want to do the Berserk pack on those guys again. Guess I don't really need that either, but whatever. Huh? Oh, there's still one left. Alright. Oh no, there's more over here. Okay. Better. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, is this the heavyweight? The titular heavyweight. Here he is. All right, 45 rockets time. Oops. Do they have more rockets? I certainly hope so. Oops, didn't mean to pick that up. Oh, there we go. I guess I can use some plasma on him. Whee! Okay. He's like just down this corridor, so oop. Can he actually, he can't leave this, can he? Is that like part of the problem? Oh, all right. Spoke too soon. I only have 25 rockets, which means I'm going to have to use the other stuff. Because even if I landed all the hits, I wouldn't have enough. I can't use this. Oh, he's down here, this side. What am I talking? What am I doing? Yeah, just keep firing at the wall. Oh yeah, no, he can't leave, can he? It's too small? Or there's a block monsters thing on it? You can do that with some of the line defs, is you can have it so it blocks the monsters from leaving, but you can go through it. Come on. Shoot at it till it dies. Oops. That was a waste. Ooh! I'm not paying attention. It comes for me. It comes in the night. That's fine. I've got health scattered around. I'm hearing other, like roaming noises, so it might not just be him back there. Please. Oh no, it is just him. I guess I was just hearing things. I thought I heard like revenant roaming noises and I was like, what? Could have just been a sound outside my window, honestly. This is... I don't like this. It's like you just gotta pop your head into like a little hole and shoot at him. I could just run by him, I guess. But I guess that's why they have the block monsters on, so you can't like juke him out into here and then just like walk around him, the exit. Maybe I was just hearing his roaming noises and I thought it was the Revenant one because I misheard it. We done? Come on. Come on. No. Guess not. Alright. Yeah, this is not a very good Cyber Demon fight. Just kind of long and boring. I guess we got some stuff here. Oh, there we go. It's just one more shot. That's good. Alright. Waste disposal plant. Hello, Clink Scales. Welcome to my... whatever this is, Doom stream. Currently we are playing, this is Zone 300. It's a WAD that uses only 300 line defs per map. So lots of small, simple maps. Shoutouts to simple maps. I just want to get rid of the Revenant, please. I can deal with the fireballs, just not the homing missiles. There we go. Alright. Huh? Oh. I'm like, Baron? Baron of Beef? Which is apparently like an actual, like... This blew my mind. I saw it on a sign for, I saw it on a sign at the at the grocery store. And I was like, what am I looking at? And I laughed. But apparently, like, it's a thing. Baron of Beef. Legend has it that Henry VIII was so smitten with a spit-roasted double sirloin of beef that he dubbed it Sirloin, the Baron of Beef. is 100% a lie. Sirloin of beef. Isn't that a Looney Tunes joke? Sirloin of beef. That's not where the name sirloin. It's French. Am I correct? It's just misspelt. Sirloin as in under the loin. Anyway. Would I recommend this WAD? Yeah. It gets a little bit tough after like the first few levels, just because of like all the enemies they throw at you. You hearing this pitch bending in the MIDI? But yeah, it's not like one that you have to sit here and constantly think like, where am I going? Because the maps are so small. And considering the limitations they put on themselves about, you know, the only 300 line defs, it's... Or is it 300 or fewer? Or is it exactly 300? I don't remember, but it's still fairly detailed. Yeah, apparently the only one that isn't that doesn't use only 300 is like the bonus level, like one of the bonus maps. But this is like a full 32 level map set. I'm not gonna get through it all on this stream just because it's almost 8 p.m. and I still haven't eaten. I'm not sure how many more maps I'm gonna do, but yeah, it's not gonna... 8 key hunts and getting lost. Oh. Well, good thing you weren't here for the last map. By last map, I mean last WAD. That thing took me an hour. It was huge. Alright, I mean, you go do your thing. Plasma. More plasma. Oh yeah, I have the plasma gun now. I forgot. Ah! Okay, okay. Please stop. Okay, the last soul is gone. Alright. This is actually requiring a little bit more concentration than the other maps were. What other stuff do I stream? Nintendo games? I was actually just talking about, like, what else should I stream? Because this isn't something I do, like, a whole lot. It's not like I'm gunning to be a professional streamer or anything like that. It's just a hobby. I figure, well, if I'm gonna play games, maybe some people might want to watch. And you know what happens? You stick a microphone in front of someone and press someone, usually male, and suddenly they think they know everything. As I say, a guy with a microphone in front of me who thinks they know everything and can voice their opinions on a variety of topics that cross their mind. That's weird, though, is like, as far as what other things I stream, sorry, I got distracted. I forgot the question. Nintendo games, sometimes. I did Kirby 64 and I did Pikmin 1. Not that long ago. But I'm still trying to figure out what other things I should do. I do have my capture card and everything for consoles set up, so I can do that. Maybe some Switch games. Super Mario Odyssey 100%. No thanks. Streaming, when you think about it, is like, it's almost like a strange cross between like doing improv comedy sometimes, doing monologues, doing a radio show, doing a podcast. It's like all these things combined. And then it's like 1% playing video games. Oh, where did you come from? You good? Baron of Beef. Alright, so yeah. Oops. No. Please stop. Please stop. Okay. The enemy selection is definitely getting tougher. Were there not like a series of lost... Oh, there we go. I was like, weren't there a series of lost souls in here before? Just the pain elementals just kind of caught up there. Anyways. Let me go take care of that one. It is just the one. I switched over to the shotgun with the explicit intention of only using one shell to take out the lost soul. Still ended up using two. Mathematical managing of ammunition. Okay, Rocket Boy. Big, meaty claws. What? Oh. Why would you do that? Why not just make the door clickable? I don't know. Thank God for Cacodemon High Pain Chance. By thank God, I mean thank whoever programmed that in. So, I don't know. Thank Carmack. Thank Romero. Thank... Probably wasn't Peterson, but... I don't know who dealt with that stuff. You tell me this is the exit and you put it full of monsters? Wow, I didn't expect that. I do hope I remember to update the stream information so that it doesn't say I'm playing Kirby's Air Ride still. Alright, you know, that's great. Love that. Lots of fun. Use the dumb chain gun, you silly. You just talk about the pain, the pain chance on the cacodemons. Yeah, come up here. That's okay. Oh my god, they just keep coming. Get out of here. Chunky man. Oh my god. Yeah, I know what's gonna be totally fun. Let's just put chain gunners in here. Get lost. Oh my god. Like every other corner, there's like a room full of enemies plus a plus a Hell Knight or a Baron. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Yellow room. Okay. So this is just like hub level. All right. I can deal with that. One day I'm finally going to finish a Doom map. That's a lie. I've finished one before. I've just never... My first Doom map, I just never uploaded it. And then I did a whole bunch of other... Oh my god. And then I did like a whole bunch of other maps that I started and I never finished them. So maybe I should do that sometime. I did stream mapping a few times. But here's what sucks is like usually when I'm doing something creative, and I hate this. I hate this. Is that when I'm doing something creative, it's like I have music I listen to. But I can't stream that and listen to the music at the same time because unless I make the audio like completely silent apart from me talking, or just silent in general, by muting the desktop audio and my microphone audio. Or I mean just keeping my microphone audio on, but either way, it kind of sucks. It's like, well, yeah, I could listen to royalty-free... Nobody wants to listen to royalty-free music for a... Like, that's just background noise. Just put on a whole bunch of metal midis, I guess. It's not the same thing. Alright. Please stop. Back here. Maybe I should save closer to where I was. That's not really much closer, but... And then sometimes I noticed this before when I would start wanting to do something creative on stream, I'd lose interest. I'd get everything set up and then be like, I don't really wanna. Let me get out of here. Get me out of here. Let them fight. Can't believe Godzilla King of the Monsters is still like a month away. It's like, please, just let me see this movie already. I don't want to wait any longer. I'm tired of waiting for things. It's like, that's what life is. It's waiting in line. And then you die. Thank you. Oh, it's all the way over here. it was right next to it the whole time, and I went all the way around. Oh no! Something to be mindful of. This whole place is going to open up and it's going to turn into a war zone. Full of hit scan enemies. Just dozens of them. Stop it with the weapon switching, please. Pick up the chainsaw, and suddenly it's just like, oh no, guess you picked up the chainsaw. Guess you can't use your other weapons now. Sorry. I know I can turn it off. It's just I'm used to having it on, so like once it's on, it's like I don't want to. Better. Okay. Great success. I did not want to chainsaw my way through here. That would have been very poor decision. Can I not? Oh, I have to open it that way. Oh, hello. Guess I could use my chainsaw for them, but they are like one-hit kills mostly. Rocket launcher, good, good, good. Oh, hi. Baron of Beef. Okay, just get past him. What? Oh no! All the other enemies I've forsaken this whole time. Don't make me E1M8 this with the chain gun, please. Alright. I'll accept it. Got my eye on you, buddy. Ooh, eyeball it. I'm in a pain elemental that was here. Guess he exploded. He doesn't leave behind a corpse, so. Not that I know of. I don't even think he leaves behind bits. Jibs. Blue door, blue door. Save again. For safety, obviously. Okay. Should pick up the ammo that I can there because I know that it's probably going to be fairly scarce. I love this game. I love Doom. Fair health, ma'am. No, not the red door. God, not the red door. Alright, yeah. You done now? Good. 15 health, that sucks. That's just foul, doing something like that. Like, stop. Don't do that. Get some help. Okay. It is unfortunately 8:10 p.m. here. 8:11. I'm sorry. So I'm going to be ending things off now. Thank you so much for dropping by. If you did, and if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching it the whole way through, I guess. 3.5 hours. Not as bad as my 6-hour Pikmin stream. Not as bad. But, if you want to follow me on social media, you can check out the links below. Thanks to, hold on. What was their name? Rumman15 for letting me know that my channel link was actually broken this whole time on Twitch. My channel link back to my YouTube channel, but my previous streams are all archived on there, so you can go check that out when you if you'd like. And I also got Twitter and Instagram. So thank you very much, and I'll see you some other time.